This is the CASHtography podcast with Michael Coy, episode number 23. Are you ready to cash in with your photography? It's showtime.
Welcome to the CASHtography podcast, where you will discover how to cash in with your photography. And now, your host, Michael Coy.
CASHtography, 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 cashing in with your photography. Yeah.
On the previous episode number 22, Kate Bookner sits down with us and we discuss how to run a successful photography business and balance family life. Make sure you check it out. Also, if you want to link up with the photography industry's top marketing and business professionals, come on by to our brand new Facebook group, the CASHtography Community, facebook.com/groups/CASHtography Community. Or you can search for it in the Facebook search bar, CASHtography Community. Join the Facebook CASHtography Community today and share your experiences while learning from others. And make sure, if you already haven't done so, to head over to CASHtography.com immediately after the show and pick up your free Lightroom preset pack that I created and designed and I use for my own projects. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the CASHtography podcast with your host, Michael Coy. Today's guest is Cyrissa Carlson. Cyrissa has a master's in art education and owns Immerse Photography. Cyrissa has been a featured guest on Creative Live Stage in San Francisco, a guest blogger for Senior Style Guide, and has published work in the Journal for the Ohio Association for Gifted Children. Her photographs have been featured in national publications, and her work is currently on numerous print campaigns. Hello, Cyrissa. Welcome to the CASHtography podcast.
Hey, I'm so excited to be here.
Y'all, we're glad to have you. Now, before we get things rolling, fill us in on anything I may have missed in your intro.
Oh, absolutely. So, here's the thing, Michael. I'm a girl and I grew up, teaching art, loving art. And so I actually have a whole side part of my business now called the Sparkle Society. And this is where I encourage, educate, and empower photographers to make informed decisions for their business. So I'm so excited to be here and masterminding with you because I think we're going to bring your followers like amazing, sparkly social media awesomeness. Was that on your list of things to say?
Yeah, I like that. That's Sparkle Society. That's right. And now tell us a little bit about Sparkle Society.
Yeah, so I started this about a year and a half ago is when I began teaching the courses because I just found that, inside this photography community, there's so many people who feel alone and feel isolated. And, you talk to your normal people friends and they don't understand you. Like normal people don't get us, we're entrepreneurs, we're creative, we're crazy, we work weird hours, we're inspired by bizarre things. And so I just found that the more photographers and creative entrepreneurs I talked to, that there's just this big sense of isolation and loneliness. And so what I really wanted to do at first was just to build a community and bring people together. But what I found is as that happened, questions would start coming in. Well, what about this? And what about this? And so that's where I began teaching courses and put those together because I found not only were people wanting community, but they were really craving not just that community, but a community inside of a growing educational space. So that's what the Sparkle Society is. It's a place to encourage, it's a place to build community, to find like-minded entrepreneurs, and to learn a lot about social media and business strategy.
Okay, that sounds great. That sounds like a great community for fellow photographers to get involved with if they want to take their biz to the next level.
Absolutely. We sparkle a little bit, just saying.
Yeah, get a little sparkle shine out.
Right?
Huh?
I have to say, it's mainly women, but there are some guys. I always say, if you're brave enough to hang out with the ladies and talk with the sparkles and the glitters, we are happy to have you here.
Hey, you know what? I'm all about equality and balance in life. So
we get a lot of dads that are like,
I know a lot of listeners are too. A lot of male listeners,
Yeah.
It's the empowered man that can relate to his feminine side, in my opinion. So.
Absolutely. I've had dads be like, yeah, hey, I'm a photographer, but I'm also my kid's Girl Scout leader. I'm there. And you're like, yep, I had sisters. Yep, you're in the right place, friend. You're in the right place.
Yeah, it's usually a lot of guys that have sisters, older sisters, picking on them their whole life. Like, all right, I'm cool. I know it's all good. It's well known in many photography circles that you're very savvy with social media. Yeah. What's working for you these days?
Oh my word. Live streaming, Michael, like live streaming. If you're not doing it, people, if you're not doing it, you need to do it right now. Like pause the podcast, pick up your phone, do a Facebook Live, and then come back to this. Like you need to be doing this now. I cannot tell you. Have you done any live streaming yet? Or are you dabbling in it? Or are you still...
To answer your question, no. And one thing is because I'm not on Facebook a whole lot. The only time I'm on Facebook is in groups or putting up ads. And I have a Google Chrome extension or an application to where it blocks the timeline on Facebook. So when I get in there, I'm not distracted.
Oh,
what's the name of this?
Yeah, thing? I think this needs to be, this needs to go out now. Like everyone needs to know that.
Yeah, it's an incredible time saver, and you do miss out on things. So like I haven't seen anyone doing the live stream,
Yeah.
so that's perfect. That we have you on here.
Yes.
So
Well,
maybe I
this is perfect. And I think this is the thing that so many of us are so focused on our business and, the meeting with the clients and emailing the clients and editing the photos and the IPS and the selling and the shooting. And we get so focused on ourselves and in our own little rabbit holes that I've talked to several, amazing photographers or, educational people in the community. And several of them have been like, wait, what's Facebook Live? Like they literally don't even know what it is. And I think that's one of the most exciting things. I'm so glad that we're talking about this is because we are literally in the midst of a huge momentum or a huge momentous social media shift, like the biggest one that I have seen in a very long time. And the beautiful thing about this is if we are in tune with this and we're jumping on board now and we're leveraging it now, we are going to see a massive benefit in our business. I mean, the apps like Periscope is one of my favorites. That has been rolling out updates weekly. Snapchat just had some updates come out a couple weeks ago. Facebook Live is literally just a couple months old, and that is, evolving. Every time I get on Facebook Live, it's a little bit different. It's constantly evolving. And I think it's so exciting because, we're all learning together. We're all figuring this out together. And if we can figure this out now while it's new and while people aren't, it's not white noise yet. People aren't accustomed to tuning it out. They're still so curious that they're like, oh, wait, what? And then they click on it and you have them. You have an easy way to captivate them. So I think it's the perfect time to do it. And we're going to talk, we're going to talk about this, right?
Yeah, we're gonna do some digging, baby.
We're going to dig into this.
Get some nuggets.
Yeah, exactly. But I think this is the beautiful thing because there's so many, like you just said, you're like, well, I'm not on Facebook. Yeah, that's what everyone is saying. But I think this is the exact reason, we need to be leveraging it because we have to always remember, and this is something that I preach in my courses all the time. We always have to remember the user experience, the client experience. We know what we're doing. We know what our Facebook timeline looks like. We know, but we always have to remember our clients are probably not on our Facebook page. They're probably on mobile, or we have to remember that they have no idea we're about to promote summer sessions or fall sessions. We do. They don't. So if we remember that the client experience is what needs to drive all of our decisions, and we need to remember that our clients are on Facebook. Like there are millions of people on Facebook. And if that is where our clients are, that is a demographic we cannot afford to miss out on. You know what I mean?
A lot of ears are peaked right now. They're very interested in what you just shared with us as far as live streaming. Can you pick like your favorite live streaming, application at the time? I know that you mentioned Facebook, Periscope, and Snapchat. Just pick one off the top of your head that, someone could easily grasp onto. And could you kind of walk us through that? I know it's, you don't want to get too, we only have an hour here.
It's like you're making me pick between my kids, Michael. Making me pick my kids. Which one do I like?
Well, how about this? Since most people are familiar with Facebook.
Right.
Let's try Facebook.
Okay, good. We'll start with, and I think that's an excellent choice. I'm not gonna lie. I think Periscope right now I am favoring a little bit more. However, the people that we're mainly seeing broadcast on Periscope right now is what I joke as Treps and Togs. So we have our entrepreneurs and our photographers. So, it's very similar to our podcast. You can get amazing education for free on Periscope. So I think everyone should be using that in terms of a viewer, but in terms of actually leveraging it with your clients, because if we remember what I just said with Periscope, it's Treps and Togs who are not necessarily your client. So we have to go where that client is. And like you just said, they're on Facebook. So I think talking about Facebook Live is a definitely smart place to start. So do your users take notes? Are they like people who are like jotting down notes? Because if they're not, I think they should be.
I have a very astute audience here, community. And yes, I get feedback all the time. They're very aware.
Oh, fantastic.
Very intelligent. Probably the most intelligent group in podcast universe.
Well, I am glad that I am here. I'm going to make them all sparkle and be smart. This is fantastic.
We got a great guest too, Okay. An amazing guest.
Oh, thanks. Man, you're just like flowing out the compliments. I can see why people tune in. This is great. I love it. Can I come back tomorrow?
Hey, yeah. We'll have you back anytime. That's what we're doing these days is, some of our favorite guests, why only have them on once, So we're looking to have our favorite guests on throughout the year. And it's like an old friend, calling in, and everyone loves to hear, that friendly and informative voice.
Oh, I totally love that. Okay. Well, if you're taking notes, here's what I want you to write down right now. Okay. I want you to write down this question. Why do I have to do this now? Okay. So let me back up a little bit and let me fill you guys in on exactly what live streaming is. Live streaming is exactly what it sounds. You hit the broadcast button, you hit the go live button, and you are literally, it's like you're FaceTiming to all of your clients or to all your fans on your Facebook page. So you're not going to see them, but you are going to broadcast yourself out and they can comment just like they would on any normal photo or share on Facebook. They can comment and they can interact with you. So live streaming is basically FaceTime on steroids. That's how I want you guys to think about it. And you get to contact and communicate with all of your clients at the same exact time. Talk about efficiency, right? So
Yeah.
the thing that I hear from people over and over again is they're like, well, I'm an introvert, or, well, I get stage fright, or, well, I have bad hair today, or, well, I've got 10 extra pounds. Like, it doesn't matter. Let me just say that again, people. It doesn't matter.
No, it
Live
doesn't.
streaming is the future of social media marketing. And if you are not doing it, you are going to miss the boat. You have got to do it now. Michael, you want to hear the statistic? It's absolutely crazy. And this is just what I've seen on my own page, but I had a video I posted the other day. Actually, let me pull it up right now so I can even look at it, make sure I'm giving you current and accurate stats. So I did a video. I'm just going to do the one I did last night. Okay. So I have a video here. I did it about 12 hours ago. And what happened is I had 1,751 people at this moment have been reached by this video, which is a little shy of half of my audience on this page. And I've had over 500 of them actually view the video. Now, if we look at that and we're like, well, that's only like 25% actually view the video. Here's what I want to ask everyone. I want you to think about the most recent post you did on Facebook. How much engagement did you get? How many?
Well, unless you're
Yeah.
pretty nil these days, unless you're boosting the post or paying to get it boosted.
Yeah, it's like 7%, 8% if you're lucky.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, the algorithms are just out the door now.
Yes. And that is just your reach. You guys, I have almost 50% of my people have been reached by this video, and that's just within 12 hours. About 20 to a quarter percent of my viewers have actually watched my video. That means a quarter of my audience has engaged with my videos. So right now in the Facebook algorithm, live streaming video, and this could change tomorrow, but at this moment, live streaming video is the number one thing in the Facebook algorithm. So it doesn't matter if you don't want to do it. This is how you're going to reach your clients, and you can do it for free. So I don't know about you, but if I can get free marketing, that's what I'm going to do. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and they know for years, it's been studies and the numbers show that video is the number one converting form of advertising as opposed to, copyright. And that's why every landing page you go to or anything, it has, a video. So it makes all the sense in the world. And live streaming that, it's just like video on steroids because it's live and it has that sense of excitement being in the now. I think in the past I've seen like, okay, I'm going to do a live chat coming up. Do you schedule these? How does that work?
Oh, absolutely. So there's lots of different ways that you can cross promote. So, for me, every month I do a free, training series for my pro photographers. And so this month was actually live streaming video. So they knew that I didn't tell them exactly where I was going to be. I said, I'm either going to be on Periscope or Facebook Live. So you've got to be following me on both of them. So that was a little bit of a like, oh gosh, where's she going to be? I've got to follow both, but with your clients, you might send out an email blast and say, hey, I'm going to be talking about summer sessions, or do you want to know how you get, details, or do you want to know what to wear to your fall photo shoot? I'm going to be live on my Facebook page at 9 p.m. or at 6 p.m. And make sure you include, especially if you are someone who travels, make sure you include your time zone. That is the big thing with live streaming video because your audience can be global. So people need to know exactly. If you say 6 p.m., they might not know exactly when that is, but it's important that you do clarify that. So I'll just put it out, I'll send an email blast. If I'm going to be on Facebook Live, I might go onto Instagram and say, hey, I'm going to be live in a couple minutes. Or, if I was doing something on Periscope, I might go onto Facebook Live or do a post on Facebook and say, hey, I'm going to be live on Periscope in 15 minutes. Come join me. Here's a link to my page. So always cross promoting. And a lot of times it's very spontaneous. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I don't publicize all of them, but a lot. And this is what I love about live streaming. It is very, very spontaneous. And that's what people react to.
Yeah.
Very much so. So here's kind of the three things, the 3 points to that question. Like, why do I have to do this now? Can't I wait? Can't I do this once I've lost weight? And here's the 3 reasons I want you all doing this now because it matters. Okay. So here's point number 1. I want you to be the first one at the party. Write that down in your little notes. Okay. I want you to be the first one at the party. So what does that mean? You guys have probably all heard the idea, this is something we toss around in our industry a lot. Early adopters. Well, what the heck is that? The way I want you guys to think about this is pretend that you are going to a party and you want to meet someone, like someone amazing is going to be there and you want to meet them. My question is, are you going to show up, after the party's already been going for an hour, show up halfway through the night, or are you going to show up like very first, maybe even a little bit early in hopes that you get some one-on-one time with that person? Most of us are going to show up early to try to get one-on-one time with that person. And that's the same thing with live streaming video. I want you all to be an early adopter. Here's the reason. If you are doing this first, you are going to get to learn it before everyone else has also become a professional. You're going to get to learn it and make your mistakes before your audience even really knows what it is. Like, it's so funny, Michael, when I get on a Facebook Live, you can see when people hop in, you see their names like, oh, Jamie just hopped in or Misty just hopped in. And so when I see people popping in, I'll be like, hey, Misty, hey, Joanne, hey, And I've had people tell me when they see me in person, they're like, I didn't know. I just thought it was a video and I just clicked on it and then you said my name and then I didn't know what to like. I was like, is she talking to me? And it's so funny. They're so curious and nobody really knows how to work it yet. So if you can get on there and every time I broadcast on my page to my clients, I'll be like, hey you guys. So if you look at the title and it says Immerse Photography was live, that means you're watching the replay. And if it says Immerse Photography is live, that means you can actually talk to me right now. And you'll just put a comment right below this video the same way you would on any photo. Like I'm literally educating them as I'm broadcasting. It doesn't matter what my topic is. I'm always going to start by educating them because it's so new that people just don't get it yet. So if you can, establish yourself as an authority, as someone who can help them figure it out, leaps and bounds, beyond all the other photographers in your community. So be the first one at that party and be one of those early adopters. I mean, you tell your people that all the time, right?
Yeah. Well, you got to be a pioneer, be a trendsetter, be the purple cow.
Dan
Fry would say.
Can I be a sparkly cow? Can I be a sparkly cow?
Yeah, it's sparkly. You can be whatever kind of cow. You be Cyrissa because it's working. I'll tell you that right now.
I love it. Okay, well, so here's the second thing.
I just thinking like, Donald Trump, he's always, when he in the social media, whether someone's a Trump fan or not, I'll be neutral on the topic, but you always hear him talking about people's energy. Oh, he's got no energy. He's got low energy, no energy.
I see that.
Cyrissa has good energy.
Thanks.
That's what I was just thinking. And it's huge. To be successful in life, it helps to have good energy and the thoughts that go behind that energy.
Absolutely.
And making the right moves.
You got it. And I think that ties in perfectly to my next point. You don't even know it, but it just ties in perfectly. Here's the second thing.
Yeah.
See, we're just like in sync here. This is the second reason you guys have to do this now, is because people love humanity. Okay. Write that down, underline that, bold, sparkly highlighter, whatever you got to do, but people love humanity. And the hesitation that people say is, oh, well, I don't want to do my makeup, or I haven't washed my hair in 3 days, or I'm heavy, or I've got a zit, or I've got my kids might cry, my dog might bark, my door, like, so what? So what? Here's the thing, you guys. When we're on Instagram, we are seeing this high, and I love Instagram. Like Instagram is my jam. I love it. But when we are on Instagram, we are seeing these highly curated feeds. We're seeing these perfectly staged desky shots. We're seeing all this perfection. It's highly curated. We're not seeing the scabs. We're not seeing the bummers. We're not seeing the downfalls. We're not seeing the mistakes. We're seeing the perfection. We're seeing the creme de la creme. When you go over on Facebook, you see #blessed, #load of crap. Okay. Like I love Jesus. I go to church. I say #blessed. However, if that is the only thing we are portraying, then people are not seeing our authentic selves. And I want you guys all to think about this. Like when you've been on Pinterest for an hour, or let's be honest, 4 hours, when you've been on Pinterest for a while, or when you've been on Instagram for a while, or even on Facebook, do you get off of those social media platforms and feel empowered and positive and good about yourself? Or are you like, daggone it, like my kid's birthday party was at like a bouncy house, I didn't have a thing in the backyard, or my goodness, my desk isn't organized like that, and wow, my makeup doesn't look like that, and what, like, you don't feel good. We are just seeing this perfect plastic reality, and that's not real life. People right now are like, as you and I talked off camera, or off microphone, what do we call that? Off microphone?
Off the record.
We were talking about parenting, and like how I'm going to just go ahead and tell them about this little meme that we joked about earlier. But like, you see, like I saw this meme the other day and it was like Mary Poppins and she was like, children, get in the car. And then it says 5 minutes later and then you see Batman and it says, get in the car, because that's the reality. That's the human. And that is what people are so desperately craving. And when I say desperately craving, I mean desperately craving. I got on the other day and did a no makeup scope just to prove people, because I'm not afraid of a camera. I'm not afraid of a stage. I have a performing arts background. But for me to get on camera without makeup, that is humbling for me. That is intimidating for me. So I wanted to show them like, look, I can do this. Or, the last time I was on Creative Live, I was videoing in, and Creative Live was running half an hour late, as it typically does when you're doing a live broadcast. You can never predict what's going to happen. And so I'm sitting there prepped and ready to go with my lights and my microphone. And I finally get to go live and I'm chit chatting and my laptop goes, your computer will be put to sleep in 3 minutes. Your battery's about to die. And I was like, oh snap. So in the middle of a Creative Live broadcast, I had to pick up my computer, walk across the room as I'm talking and plug in the computer. But you know what? People responded to that and they're like, you know what? It was so good to see you do that and see you handle it with grace, because it makes me feel like I can do it too. And here's the thing I want to say to you guys. When your kid cries during a Periscope or Facebook Live and you scoop them up and you put them on your lap and you rock them and you continue to talk, you are showing people how to handle it. You are showing people the realness. When you're showing people a no makeup scope or an authentic or a vulnerable scope, the more I cry on Periscope, and please hear me, I never cry on purpose. I'm just emotional, so I cry all the time. But the the more vulnerable and the more I share from my heart and the more I tear up and cry, the more reactions I get. I actually had one the other day where I was just talking about feeling like a complete failure, not walking in my purpose, and how I like was shaking that crap off and I was going to put it together and I knew what I was going to do. And I was like crying on camera. And, with Periscope, it's only live for 24 hours. I've literally had people since then message me and be like, I feel like I need to watch that motivational talk again. Can you share that with me? Like, it was a hot mess of a scope, Michael, a hot mess.
Yeah.
But it was real.
I admire someone that no matter what, how weird people may perceive them, I admire someone that can just be themselves, that's brave enough or whatever kind of trigger, that just opens the door to them to embrace and be themselves. And that's one of my goals in my life, is just to be me. I'm sure it's a lot of people's goals. So it's obvious that it's empowering because people just be yourself. And whether people say it or not, they sense it if you're not being real.
Absolutely.
And, when you're being real, that shows you can be trusted and you're genuine.
Right.
And so people hold that in high regards.
Absolutely. I think that was one of the things for me, like when I tell people like, oh yeah, I'm the voice behind Sparkle Society. And people look at me like, really? Are you a grown up or are you 10 years old? But I'm not sorry about that. Like, that is very much who I am. And here's the thing. It almost like pre-qualifies people, because if you hear that and you roll your eyes and you're like, this chick doesn't know what she's talking about. One, I
don't want to be around those Debbie Downers.
Yeah, I don't want to be around them. And two, like, oh yeah, well, let me prove you wrong. Thank you for the opportunity. So like, I'm almost like pre-qualifying people. So when you're being real and authentic, you are preventing, clients to hire you or, business contacts to work with you. If you're real and they're turned off by that, you are never meant to work with them. And you're preventing yourself so much heartache down the road and in the future. So, as hard as it can be real, that is exactly where we're seeing the shift go. And our buddy Mark from Facebook, Mark, right?
Who's Zuckerberg?
Yep, our buddy Mark. Our BFF.
Yeah.
But he is predicting in the next couple of years that 90 to 95% of what we see on our Facebook stream is going to be live streaming video. And the number one social media platform, if that's what they're predicting, and they have brought in an entire team just to streamline and work on this Facebook Live platform. Like, they have brought in an exclusive team. If Facebook is putting this much stock into it, it doesn't matter what it's like Trump. Wow. It doesn't matter what we think about Facebook. It doesn't matter if we like it, if we're mad at it, if we're in a lover's quarrel with it. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, Facebook has a lot of weight. And if they are really putting stock into this, I really feel like it's something responsibly we need to take notice of.
Yeah, that seems like a great platform just to interact with people. So it makes all the sense in the world that they'd be getting these engineers together, working hard on that.
Absolutely. And so that kind of brings to the third point of this.
It just brings the world that much closer.
Yes, absolutely. And yesterday when I did the video that I was talking about earlier, I was talking about to the moms that were watching, I said, hey, so here's how you can do this, because I don't know if you guys know this, but you can do this on your own page. Here's what you look for. You look for the little dude that has like little rainbows above his head, little lines. Okay. That's the live button. So think about, my kids just had football tournaments. And so what I did is I could live stream their football tournament so my grandparents out in Massachusetts can see it. It's like FaceTime to all of your friends and like giving.
So when did they, not to cut you off, but when did they work out these bugs? Because I don't see anyone doing just, it seems like a great opportunity for a lot of people, just personal sharing. Because I know people upload videos, but they're not live streams.
No, people are afraid of it. That's number one. They're afraid of it. Number two, people honestly just don't know that it exists. So last week, I'm trying to pull up some statistics. If you hear me clicking, I'm pulling some stuff up, but I had a couple of people say that, they didn't believe me, but they figured they would give it a go. And so they did a live streaming video and they were like, I am shocked at the reach that I'm getting, because it is double, quadruple what I get on any of my other posts. And it's so rewarding to see and to hear that. And of course I can't find anything right now. I have all these screenshots on my desktop. I'm trying to pull one up with the stats, but the reach that people are getting is tremendous. And that's simply because Facebook knows that not many people right now are using it. So they're giving it lots of weight in that algorithm, because they want people to be able to use it. They want to reward the people who are jumping on board now and helping them get the word out. Like, if you're going to help Facebook get the word out, Facebook is going to help you. It's, it's kind of a give and take here. So you're exactly right. Not many people are using it yet. And a lot of times, even when I'm going live, and by the time this podcast even goes live, this could all change. But when I'm live, because so few people are actually broadcasting, I'm having very little opportunity to be in the chat and watch a broadcast. So I will ask people as I'm live, I'm like, okay, you guys, how are you giving those hearts? Or how are you giving those thumbs up? You guys tell me, how does this look on your screen? I'm actually asking, I'm crowdsourcing, because so few people are doing it. And this is why I'm telling everyone, do it now. Do it now. If there's only 1%, 2% of people doing it, and it's getting major reach, why aren't you doing it?
Okay, for someone that wants to jump in and give this a shot, where is the icon? Is somewhere on the timeline or your update status, next to, upload photos? Is it one of those icons there?
Absolutely. So the first thing you need to know at this time, and like I said, it's changing daily, so it could change tomorrow. But at this time, you do have to be on mobile. So if you're on desktop, you're not going to see it. But if you go to mobile and you go to just make a post like normal, and once you've written your words underneath, if you want to add like a photo or location or a tag, you'll see all those little buttons. Right in that row, you will see a little dude, okay, like the little outline of the Facebook dude. And then there's like two little lines above his head, kind of looks like a little rainbow above his head. That's the Facebook Live button. So you press that button. And what I love about it, on Periscope, when you hit the go live, you literally go live immediately. On Facebook, when you hit that button, it will actually, when you do it the first time, it'll walk you through. So it'll say like, do you want to allow access to your microphone? Do you want to allow, so it'll walk you through the setup. And then the next time that you do it, what you will have to do is you will have to press that button, the go live button. And then it will give you like a countdown. It'll be like 3, 2, 1. So you have like an opportunity to like fix your hair, get your background set, do all that good stuff, or back out. You have a moment to do all those things before the camera actually goes live, which is really, really nice. So it's not, I know a lot of people are hesitant to press that button because they're like, oh gosh, is it going to go live now? And no, it doesn't. It gives you a couple seconds.
Humanity is so awesome. I just love to see it. I could just picture so many people who just try this. Like, oh no, I can't do it. No, no, stop. Just flipping out.
Oh my gosh. Well, and it's so fun to watch your own videos back. And this is just a total side note, but when you're live streaming, you're basically watching yourself in the mirror talk for however long you're talking. So like, I always watch, I'm like, daggone it. Stop messing with your hair, Cyrissa, because you always see like all the little flyaways, but then you watch other people's broadcast and everybody's doing it. So it does make you feel a little bit better about yourself. You're like, because it is tricky when you're staring at yourself. You just, you're like, gosh.
Is it distracting? Yeah. Doing like Skype video, it's distracting me because it just throws me off. I'm trying to look at who I'm talking to, and then there's my mug, yapping away in the corner.
Oh yeah. I always try to cover up like the video. Well, and what's cool,
put a piece of tape.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, oh, just don't mind me. Well, and so what's hard is when you are broadcasting, the tendency is to look at yourself. But, and when I teach my courses, I actually will get very close to the camera to show people like, okay, here's me looking at the picture of myself. But to them, it looks like I'm looking off sideways. You always have to remember, and this is a side note, right? Like if you're writing notes, write this down. You always want to look at your camera button. Dot thing on your phone.
So weird.
Because it is. And that does help a little bit because then you're like looking over at that. But the thing with a live video is that you also have comments going. So on Periscope, they're below you. So you can actually almost be looking at yourself and see the comments. But on Facebook Live, when you're on mobile, when I broadcast horizontally. That's just the way the tripod works for me. So it's a square on Facebook Live. So my photo is on the left side of my screen, but then the comments are on the right. So to actually read the comments, I do have to look away, which is the opposite direction of my camera. So then that looks just completely weird. So I just tell people like, hey, when I look over this way, I want you to know that I'm reading your comments and I'm not like looking at anything else. Like I'm reading your comments. So just bear with me as I do that because there is a little bit of a learning curve for everyone.
Yeah. You just got to be comfortable. And that's, one of the themes on the show here is to be successful in life, you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Being comfortable taking action when you're not comfortable. Anyone that's any kind of success in life, and especially people that we all admire and just done amazing things in life, they had to blast through some serious barriers, unimaginable barriers, and that perseverance, to get where they're at. So, and that's the only way you're going to do anything in life. Is, be comfortable with taking imperfect action as well.
Make it done and make it better.
Don't wait for the right time. It's never happening. You have kids. I don't know. You talk to a lot of parents before they first have their first child. They're like, God, I'm just waiting for the right time. And then you realize there is no right time. You just got to do it, and it's going to happen. Learn as we go.
And then my favorite time, they're like, my kid will never do that. Oh yeah. Just you wait, friend. Just you wait.
Oh man, we could have
that could be a whole other topic.
Yeah, we could have a 12-hour podcast every day just on kids alone.
Things you never thought you would say.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing, and just we're all blessed as parents, and it's an incredible blessing. It's like what we were talking about earlier. Before we went on the air here, it's, all the challenges that we have with our little ones and the challenges we've given our parents, just that hug at the end of the day, that I love you, Daddy, I love you, Mommy, tucking them in at night and just holding their hand. Boom. Done. It's like magic, and it washes any challenge away. And it's just, it's the most beautiful gift ever. Challenges are good, friends. That's the topic right there.
They make you bitter or they make you better. You choose.
So, okay. So we know how to do the live Facebook chat. What's your client return on doing these live streams?
Oh my word. Crazy. So now
it's the most powerful right now. It's the most powerful way for you to funnel in clients, right?
Oh, hands down. Hands down. I'm going to give you ready for some numbers? This is going to blow your ever loving mind. So and this was last fall. Okay. Last fall, I ran Facebook, and the reason I'm using last fall's example is because the numbers were very similar. So last fall, I was launching a course and I spent $700 on Facebook ads, right? Because it's a big, big launch. So you're going to invest a lot because you believe in it. So I spent $700 in Facebook ads. At the same time, that was when Periscope was really starting to get some momentum. So I was going on Periscope and I was basically doing the same thing that was in my ads, talking about the product, talking about what I had to offer, going after other pro photographers saying like, look, I can help you. are you ready for this? I got the same amount of signups from $700 worth of Facebook ads as I did on Periscope for free. Same amount of people. Now, in terms of how does that connect or how does that translate to our clients? Right now, our clients are just not on Periscope. They're just not. We were hoping they would come there. They really haven't. And now with the evolution of Facebook Live, I think that's where they're going to stay. So the numbers are so new. And I have personally because it's only like a month or two old, I am just starting to leverage it. What I'm seeing is that people are curious about it. And, I just went through a hiring process and I used that to get the word out. And I did not boost. I did not promote nothing. And I got 1,000 more people who viewed my video, not reach, viewed my video than actually were following my page for free. So
just like an traditional post where you post it and a friend likes it and it spread that algorithm.
Yes, like wildfire. And all I did literally was get on camera and I was like, hey, I'm hiring. Here's who I'm looking for. Have a friend, tag them, share this out, blah, blah, just a fun casual.
Was that on your Immerse page?
It was on my Immerse photography page. Yep. And actually I did it on my Sparkle Society, I believe. And then I shared it to Immerse Photography. If I'm thinking, I'd have to look back again, but I believe that's what I did. And so the reach was just, I sat there just mind blown. And I'm seeing that it's not just me. As the ladies who went through that workshop last week, they're all telling me, oh my gosh, like I'm seeing 10 times the reach that I would normally see with a photo. Like it is insane. So it's so new that I can't give you like hard fact numbers, but what I can tell you is it's making a difference. And people are the photographers that are doing it, they're like, oh my gosh, I had no idea. And I'm getting that like hourly. Someone posts that into one of our Facebook groups saying something like that. So it is making a big difference.
All right. I'm looking at your Immerse photography page right now. And I see a live stream video with the glitter
backdrop. Yeah. Yo.
I like that.
Thanks.
That's a really nice touch.
I've got a nice hot pink one too that I'm going to be switching out here pretty soon.
Yeah, you can have fun with the backdrop. I really, really like that. So, and you got a handful, so it's under the video section right there.
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm already following your page. Our good friend Darcy Amundsen, who was actually our first guest on the CASHtography podcast, and she'll be coming on in a couple weeks. She's a fan of your page as well.
Oh, that makes my little heart explode.
Yeah, she's awesome. Every guest on here has just been amazing. So grateful.
Oh, I love it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. So I suggest if anyone wants to get the feel for live stream and you don't want to launch it at this very moment, maybe later on tonight.
Yep.
That's
right.
Go check out Immerse Photography, on Facebook there, and you can see some live streams. And that's cool. I like it with the backdrop. It adds a little flair.
Absolutely. A little sparkle, right?
The presentation. Yeah, I love that.
And if you guys go over to Sparkle Society, you'll see I do it more right now from Sparkle Society, but Immerse Photography will be coming up very soon. I'm almost on my Sparkle Society page, Michael. I'm almost favoring live video exclusively over any other post just because I'm seeing so much reach. Like, why type it out and put a photo when I could just get on camera and talk about it and get more reach? It takes about the same amount of time. It is amazing. Okay, can I give you guys can I give them 3 tips for like making sure they rock it out so that they feel a little bit more comfortable? Okay, 3 quick tips, people. Write this down. Here we go. Number 1, your title, because I know we're probably wrapping low on time here, so I'm gonna try to talk fast, Michael. Oh, this is stressful. Number 1, your title matters a lot.
Your headline.
Yes, the headline, the title matters a lot. Think about your own inbox, your own emails. Like if you see something that is like, hey, come chit chat with me. Hey, watch me walk my dog. Like, no, I have to walk my own dog. You're not going to be compelled to click. If you say like, hey, let me show you 3 tips to look skinnier on camera, I guarantee every single one of your clients is going to click that and share it with their friends. You have got to make your title, tell them what they're going to learn and make them realize like, oh gosh, if I don't watch that, I'm going to miss out. Like I've got to watch that, or I've got to click this. So your title matters a lot. Spend some time thinking about that before you go live, and that will really help you get more reach. The second thing, and this is like a huge pet peeve of mine. So when you go live, when you live broadcast on Periscope, people get a notification, and then on Facebook, it does become a notification unless they have subscribed to like your events or have asked for notifications specifically for your videos. And so it does take people a little bit of time to actually come into the chat room. So usually for the first maybe minute or so, people are trickling in, and you might talk for 20 seconds and have nobody in the room. And what most people will do, and this is a huge pet peeve and it makes me want to like slam my head on the table every time I see it, they will press the live button and then they'll look at the camera and they'll go, okay, I'm just going to give you guys a second to get in here. And then they just sit and stare. And I'm like, start talking, because
Yeah.
here's what you have to remember. You guys, your replay viewers, the thing about video is there's replays. People can watch it long after the fact. So like I just said with my
Just like I was watching yours.
Exactly. That was
Yeah.
12 hours ago, that video. So
Yeah.
my numbers are still growing exponentially. So
Yep.
the thing with your replay viewers is, yes, they might not be live, but you have them from the moment they press play. So if you sit for 30 seconds just staring awkwardly at the camera, you're going to lose them. They're going to go away.
Yeah, of course.
So
Yeah, you got to entertain them.
exactly.
Bring the juice. Bring the glitter.
Bring the sparkle, yo. So what I
Yeah,
will
bring
say-
the sparkle.
That's right. So the moment I hit broadcast, this is literally what I say. I'm like, hey guys, if you're watching this on the replay, I am so happy that you are here. I'm so sorry that you can't comment and interact with me live. But what I want you to know is, and this is if I'm on Periscope, I'll say, but you can still double tap on the screen to show some hearts, because I love it when my replay viewers do hearts. It tells me you're engaged and I'm more apt to follow you. And you can still share it out on Facebook and on Twitter. If you're on Facebook Live, you can absolutely still tag a friend in the comments and you can follow along. I'll try to read the comments out loud to you so you know what people are saying. But if you look at the comments, you'll kind of get a sense of what the conversation was happening while we're live. And I'm so happy that you are here. So I'm greeting them, I'm acknowledging them, I'm honoring their time, I'm telling them what to do. And at the same time, I'm filling like 20 to 30 seconds of time. So by the time I'm done with that spiel, now my live viewers are there. And that's when I'll say, hey, everyone. So today we're talking about blah, 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 blah. So I'll tell them what we're talking about, maybe give them a couple bullet points. And then, and only then I'll say, my name is Cyrissa. I encourage, educate, and empower photographers. And I'll do my whole little spiel, because it takes people a little bit of time. So I'm not going to get right into my content. I'm not going to introduce myself. I'm not going to talk about what we're talking about right away, knowing that it takes people a little while to get in, and they will hop in and out throughout the broadcast. So if you want people to share or to tag, say that a couple times. Introduce yourself a couple times. For those of you that just tuned in, hey, my name is Cyrissa and here's what we're talking about. And it feels awkward because you're like, I already said that. But you have to remember, and if you look at your stats after you're done being live, you can actually see your stats. You might see like 158 people tuned in, but the most that ever tuned in at one time might have been 36. So you had like 120 people coming in and out while you were live. And you have to always remember the replay and always remember those people. And that's a huge thing that people don't remember.
That's a great tip. And also, once again, you can go to Immerse Photography, or you can replay the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Don't copy Cyrissa's script, but get some ideas.
Yeah, make it your own. Absolutely. I used to always tell my student teachers in the classroom, I was like, I want you to watch what I do, and I want you to analyze what I do and break down what I do. And then I want you to say, okay, that's how Cyrissa does it. How can I do it? Because it's okay to be inspired by something. Just don't copy it. But yeah, absolutely be inspired. Like, take what I'm doing and make it your own. Like, take it and make it your version of that.
And what kind of lighting are you using? You got good lighting or decent lighting?
Oh, well, I finally.
LED?
Oh, yes, it's an LED ring light. And all of
that's what I thought.
all of us photographers, let's take a moment, ring light. We're like the little aliens in Toy Story, like, ooh.
Yeah.
But and I can even send you the link if I remember. I actually have just a cheapo ring light. I think it's like an 18-inch one from Amazon, nothing fancy. I have a cheapo tripod that I use exclusively for my broadcast. And then I got, so the ring light that I got comes with a hot shoe mount. And so what I did is I got a smartphone modifier. So it slips into the hot shoe, but then it holds your iPhone. So I literally have just like a $20 try. I think the whole setup was like $125. And for as much, I mean, I broadcast at least once a day, usually more. So I just keep that set up in the corner of my living room or next to the glittery backdrop. And when I go live, all I have to do is plug it in, turn it on, pop in the phone, done. I'm ready to.
Yeah.
So it's really, really great. Good lighting is essential for live streaming. If you're,
well, especially if you're a photographer,
yes,
lighting's everything.
Yeah. And people notice. Yes. Your clients might not, but other photographers will, or clients who've been with you a while be like, come on, Cyrissa, get it together.
Yeah. Okay.
And they have, they have little clips too. There's phones that have like the phone cases that have lights in them. And then there's like little clamps that you can put on your phone that has a light in it. I'll try to remember to send you a link. I have all of it linked in like an Amazon little shop so that people can just like click and buy and be done with it. Because it saves so much time to have those resources.
Those links will be up at CASHtography podcast site.
Perfect.
Definitely.
And then the last little point that I want to kind of end this whole live streaming topic on is, and this is a huge thing, you have to expect trolls, spammers, and weirdos. You have to like underline that 5 million times. Expect them, especially on Periscope. When you're live, you have no
lurkers and creepers.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes. I mean, I have had people say, on Periscope, just horrible, horrible things. Facebook, you don't get as many of them yet, but you will have people that will say bizarre things. Or they'll ask you a question like, how much is your photo shoot? And I'm not going to answer that live. You need to email me. That's a conversation that I have one-on-one with people. I don't sit and so here's all my a la carte. Here's all no, I'm not. So you have to know that you don't have an obligation to answer every single question. You don't have to respond to everything, and you don't owe anyone anything in terms of spammers and trolls, because they will say horrible things. And you have to remember, especially on Periscope, that they get bored very quickly. And so they will flood your broadcast. You will get a ton of horrible comments. Then you don't respond, and then they go away. They are very, very predictable. And if you go in knowing that and going in expecting that, I know my best friend got on, and the very first time she did Periscope, some jerk got in there and was like, "You have bad skin. Your hair is ugly. And she's
oh my God, it's probably like an old 12-year-old.
Positively. And so she stopped the broadcast, and she hasn't done it since. And I'm like, you got to get back on there, because that's what they want. So if you go in knowing that you are going to have spammers and trolls and weirdos, just expect that and have a plan for how you're going to deal with it. Then it's not as big of a deal. So that's just something that I want everyone to keep in mind, because it is something, being live, you do have to be able to think on your feet. So plan how you'll deal with those people, and then it's not nearly as big of a problem.
Be brave.
Right?
Be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. Are you going to be live streaming tonight? I bet you are.
Actually, yeah, I'm going to go for it.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. We'll give it. I'm not a dude. I see you got like a 15-minute here. This video, I think it's 15 minutes or something.
Oh, yeah.
Probably won't go 13, 27.
Yeah.
It probably won't be that long.
That's okay. No, I did one last week in the mini series. I did one. I think it was 48 minutes. I think about how to affect it. It was just 48 minutes straight of here's how you use Facebook Live. And I did another one. It was like 50 minutes of Periscope. And here's the thing is, I asked people halfway through the broadcast, as a proof, social proof, hey, let's just pause for a moment. Why are you guys all still here? You've been with me for 35 minutes. Why are you still here? Is it because of the sparkly backdrop? Is it because you like hanging out with me? No, it's because I'm giving you a massive amount of content and value. And if you are delivering that and not just saying here I am walking my dog, that goes on Snapchat. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's my perfectly landscaped desk. Great. That goes on Instagram. Okay.
Yeah.
If you are asking, because that's a 2-second watch, a 3-second watch. If you are asking someone to spend a half an hour with you, 10 minutes with you, even, you have to realize you're taking 10 minutes from the rest of their lives. Provide massive value. Give from abundance, and people will stick with you. I had people stick with me for 48 minutes, and they stuck with me because I was giving them content. And I mean, you see the same thing on this podcast, but we always have to remember, if we're always taking and asking and selling, people aren't going to stick around. If we're giving value and leading with abundance, that's when the clients will follow.
And you're very engaging too.
Thanks.
You're easy to hang out with.
Thanks.
So I could see, getting value just like on the podcast here.
You want to hear?
People are listening.
You want to hear a fun fact?
What?
I was almost a weather girl until my dad told me. He was like, "Cyrissa, you realize you'd have to get up at 3 a.m. to be on a 5 a.m.
I know. Yeah.
And I was like, "I'm out.
Yeah. Yeah. 3 a.m. That was brutal. And plus, you're in Ohio too. 3 a.m. in the middle of February.
No.
I could imagine the commute or just getting in the car.
That'd be miserable. Yeah. So some of my friends will get on Periscope. They're like, "There's our favorite weather girl."
See that definitely being your calling, besides the ungodly hours.
Right? Oh my gosh, I love it.
I believe it. And that gives us a perfect opportunity to segue into our next segment here, and it's one of our listeners' favorite show segments.
All right, bring it on.
It's called the IIB segment, Ignite Your Imagination in Business. And I know I can already guess that you got some good information here. So here's the scenario.
All right.
Okay. You're out scouting a location off in the rural countryside when all of a sudden you stumble upon a glowing metallic orb. It turns out it's an alien transporter machine. A beam of light locks onto you and zap. You're immediately transported to an alien world that's identical to Earth, but you know nobody. You can't find your way back to previous Earth, so you start to settle in your new life on this Earth-like planet. You decide to start your own photography business. How do you start, Cyrissa?
Well, first when you said orb, I was like, is it sparkly? Because
it's very sparkly. It was too alluring.
Oh, sparkly.
Yeah.
This is a great question. That's really got my brain and my wheels spinning. So honestly, if I had to
get Facebook,
get Facebook. Honestly, this is a silly answer, but a for real answer. I would go get ice cream. And here's why I would go get ice. I know this sounds like completely off the wall, but this is what I would do. 1, I love ice cream, but 2, nobody's sad when they're eating ice cream, right?
Nope. That's funny. He said that. That was an old saying about.
Oh, really?
You never see a guy pissed off or it was all hot. It was like 110 degrees that day, and we're eating ice cream, and then the mood lightening. Just one of my buddies said, "Yeah, you'll never see a guy pissed off eating ice cream." It's true.
Ice cream,
Wave
runners, and selfie sticks. Nobody's sad. Nobody's going to
Yeah.
have those three things. It's just not
Yeah.
possible, right? So
Yep.
I would probably go get myself some ice cream because I love ice cream, and I would strike up a conversation with whoever was there, also happy and eating ice cream. Because if you're happy and eating ice cream, I want to be friends with you. And then once I start to get to know that person, then I could add, or the alien, whoever I'm talking to, I would be able to say like, well, where are the other cool places that people hang out? Where are the other cool ice cream shops? And begin to expand my audience. Because the thing that I know, with social media, I love social media. It is how I've grown my business. I use social media the way most people use SEO. And I know that's like probably horrifying to some of your viewers, but like I put as much stock.
Isn't SEO dead?
Oh gosh, it's a huge topic.
It's a nightmare. It's dead to me.
No,
I know that. It's working for some people.
I invest way more into social media because I've seen it. I've seen a return. But here's the thing. You have to remember social media is a slow burn. So you can't just like put something out and be like, hey, photo shoots, $150, sign up now. Like that's not going to happen. You
got to create relationships.
Exactly. And once you
nurture them.
Exactly. And eat ice cream with them. And once you've had those relationships, then you can sell. Okay. So I'd get ice cream. More of the story. I'd get ice cream.
Good way to get things going and, get started on your new planet perfectly.
Love it.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, Cyrissa, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Is that okay with you?
Sounds great.
Okay. Hey, friends, do you want to impress your clients who will in turn gladly brag about your photography brand to friends? Are you tired of delivering your clients USB flash drives in the same old, boring packaging? Or do you want to stand out from the crowd and wow your clients? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then head over to our Etsy store at etsy.com/shop/Apple Candy Customs and discover how you will stand out from the plain old boring photographer crowd and step into your new, beautiful, and unique Apple Candy Custom world that is waiting for you and your grateful clients. You see, my wife Jordan and I have been making these beautiful initial wood-branded USB boxes for our wedding clients for the past few years, and they absolutely love them. We discovered the idea as we kept searching for the ideal USB keepsake box that would really make our clients' hearts smile with joy from the moment they open their packaging from our studio. All we could find up to that point were typical Photolab printed boxes, which were okay, but we wanted something that would wow our clients, and they knew they received something special that was custom and handcrafted with love, not from a consumer printing facility made by machines with no heart or soul. From the moment Jordan and I held our first handcrafted creation, we fell in love, and so did our clients. Now it's your turn. Go to etsy.com/shop Apple Candy Customs and discover your love. Also, as a big thank you for being part of the CASHtography community, we have a special discount code for you, which is available for a limited time. The code is CASHSAVE1. That's CASHSAVE and the number 1. Just add the code into your checkout cart and instantly save on all of your Apple Candy Custom purchases, which also includes our premium digital backdrops. You can also click the link in this episode to go to our Apple Candy Custom store. Head on over to Apple Candy Customs and step out from the crowd and wow your clients today. The CASHtography podcast thanks you for your support. All right, and we're back.
It's the rapid fire round.
Okay, Cyrissa, it's the rapid fire round.
Oh, mercy. Stressing me out.
Are you ready to fire away?
Oh, gosh. I hope so. Yes. Go.
Okie dokie. Here we go. What's your go-to camera? Canon, Nikon, or other?
Nikon 810, 8514 on at all times.
What editing software do you use most? Lightroom, Photoshop, or other?
Lightroom all day. Well, maybe 90%. 90%.
Okay. Doing little touch-ups in Photoshop.
Head swapping, liquify.
Besides yourself, what's your most valuable photography, business, marketing, or selling tool? Let me guess.
I'd say social media and or relationships. I think social media is my vehicle for relationships.
Yes, exactly. It's a tool.
Yeah, it's a tool.
To create those relationships. Okay, so I'll take, relationships. That's a great one. Creating valuable relationships.
Absolutely.
All right, you seem like a scholarly type, a very well-read type. I'm going to ask you, what entrepreneur do you look up to most, or are you following now?
I love Marie Forleo. Do you know who Marie Forleo? Do you follow her at all?
How do you spell her first name?
Marie, just Marie.
Okay.
Forleo, Forleo. Oh my gosh, I took her B school. Amazing. She is like my spirit animal. She is real talk. She's hilarious. She's funny. She speaks to the heart of an entrepreneur. She is like, anytime I'm like struggling with something, I'm like, Marie's got to have a video about this. And she does. And it's hilarious every time.
How do you spell her last name?
Forleo.
Okay. Yeah.
She's huge on YouTube.
She looks familiar. Wait, I've seen her before.
Yeah. I forget her background.
I've rocked my whole life. Yeah. She's a host of Marie TV.
Yes. Okay. If anyone is not following her, you guys need to follow her. She's incredible. Yeah. And she has an amazing business school.
You look like you're from her school of thought.
Yes, very much so.
Oh, she's named by Oprah as a thought leader for the next generation.
Richard Branson, their buddies. Yeah, she's a really cool, and they give back so much of what they do.
Thank you for that.
Absolutely.
Tip.
She's a good one.
I know a bunch of listeners like, what, Mike? You never heard Marie Falerno?
There are so many people out there. Oh my gosh, that's so normal. People will say like a famous photographer. I'm like, wait, who? And they're like, and they'll show me a page. I'm like, oh yeah, sorry, I actually did.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah, I see.
Sorry, I'm like celebrity, so like they'll be like, oh yeah, blah blah blah, and I don't know. I don't know.
There's too many out there. Okay, what's the name of your favorite business or self-improvement book?
Okay, so one, I have to preface this with, it is a Bible study book. So if someone's like weirded out by that, you probably won't like this, but you may. It's actually called You Matter More Than You Think by Dr. Leslie Parrott. And I loved it so much. I did it years ago, but the question that was posed at the beginning of the book was, if money and time were no object, what would you do to make your life matter? And I remember at the time being like start a nonprofit for kids. Like I didn't know what to say. Yeah. And I just gave an answer that I thought I was supposed to give. And through that process of the book, and yes, it does have biblical undertones, but it's a really good one because it walks you through like understanding your gifts and your talents and your strengths. Like, obviously I'm meant to love on people. Like at the end of the book, I was able to say, like, I feel like I'm put on this earth to love people, to make people feel welcome, and to like bring them into a community. And, you know, I hope as you guys are listening to this podcast that you're getting a sense of that. Now, if someone were to say to me like, hey, Cyrissa, can you run the books? Can you handle tax prep? Can you handle this? I'd be like, nope. I'd be living in a really pretty cardboard box if I had to do that. That is not my skill set at all. So when you take and read a book like that, where you really understand your purpose and like your why, what is so unique about you that you can't hide it from the world? You have to share it. When you know what that is and you can identify that, it makes you so much less sorry about who you are. It makes you less sorry to love sparkles. It makes you less sorry to be who you are. And being less sorry, you're more abundant. So that's one of my favorite books.
That sounds like a great book.
It's a good one.
Knowledge. And for listeners that did not hear the author's name, what was his name again?
It's actually a chick. It's Dr. Leslie Parrott.
Oh, Dr. Leslie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Leslie Parrott. Okay. And the cover of the book is pretty. It's got sea glass on it. So, you know, pretty matters.
Yeah. People like pretty things.
Pretty things matter.
God created a beautiful world for every.
That's why we're photographers, right? We love pretty things.
Yeah. Hopefully. Some photographers, they like some weird stuff. It doesn't matter. I guess. Yeah, that's why art is in the eye of the beholder.
Right.
You know?
Right.
No one to judge. Thou shalt not judge, right?
Right. Love it.
Yeah. Okay. What's the best business advice you've ever received?
Oh, this is a good one. It's very simple, but very simple. Start an email list. And I remember being like, well, yeah, I email people. Like, yeah, I have an Excel spreadsheet. And my friend looked at me, Sue Zimmerman, she looked at me, she's one of my mentors, and she was like, no, like a real email list with opt-ins. And I was like, what's an opt-in?
It's a landing
What's
page.
that?
What is that?
Huh? Like I don't just give stuff away for free. And I don't email yes. People, if you're not doing it, start a mailing list. Start it now. Do it now. Figure it out later.
Who do you use for your autoresponders?
Oh, great question. So I have been using MailChimp are you talking about my email platform?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
MailChimp.
Yep. I started with MailChimp. I've been with MailChimp for about 2 years now.
Yeah.
And then I have recently, as in within the last week, made the jump to Entreport.
Okay.
Woo!
Yeah, your list is getting big then,
Oh
huh?
yeah, it is quite a robust. Well, it's not super big. I mean, it's several thousand, yes. But I'm trying to okay, I know I'm gonna have to make this shift eventually. I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna do it before I'm ready. That way, when I get into that tens of thousands of followers, then I have the strategies in place and the knowledge in place. Yeah. I'm figuring it out now so that I'm prepared for later. So yes, but my goodness, that is a big girl program, Michael. Oh my word.
Yeah.
Is that who you use or what do you use?
You got to put on your big girl glittery pants, roll with the Entreport, huh?
Yes. Yes.
You know, I tried MailChimp in the past. I've tried Get Response. Get Response I liked, but they had a couple functions that didn't work for me.
Yeah.
So now I'm with Aweber.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And MailChimp, I just couldn't figure a lot of things out. It was not intuitive for me at all. And they don't have, there's no customer service. You can't call them up.
Yeah.
You know, Aweber, I call them up, boom, good to go. So Aweber's working for me. I know a lot of people love MailChimp, and I'm glad it's working for them.
Yeah,
you know,
Constant Contact is another one that I know people love.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of new ones that have come out recently as well.
And I think Aweber, they've been around for a while too.
Absolutely.
All right, Cyrissa, I know a lot of listeners want to follow you and your wonderful glittery self. Where do they need to go?
So the best place to go, the best place is to get actually hooked up with my email list. I'm putting living out what I'm telling you guys to do. I do it myself, but get on my email list. I'll deliver weekly newsletters to your inbox, and every month I have a freebie. So if you go to bit.ly, which is bit.ly/sparkle_. cash_society. And that will just hop you onto the main list and you'll get all the information. If you just want to stalk me and you're not ready for that relationship, I totally get it. You can go over to sparkle.society on Instagram, or if you go to immerseworkshops.com, you can get a feel for all my workshops and what I have to offer. So those are two really great places. But can we circle back around? There was one question that you didn't ask me that I really wanted you to ask me because it's a really good one. Can we circle back around? Okay. Please. So one of the intro questions was, what is your most funny or memorable moment during a client job?
Yes.
This is a great one to end on, because this is real. This is that human element that I was talking about. And this will just prove to people that you can be real and you can make money being real. So I was shooting a wedding, amazing bride and groom. And I wanted to get that like stereotypical shot where like the whole bridal party is airborne. You know which one I'm talking about, where they're all like jumping in the air, being ridiculous. Okay.
You're crossing your fingers that someone doesn't come out and twist an egg.
Exactly. Yeah. And I don't care how cliche that shot is. I love it every single time.
Yeah, it looks fun.
I love it. So
it looks more fun than they're really having.
Oh, way more fun than they're really having. The bridesmaids are always ticked off when you do it. What?
Yeah.
Yes, honey, you're gonna.
And that's their favorite one.
Yep, exactly. So it was like the perfect storm. It had been raining, and then the sun came out just for a couple minutes. So I had like these tall pine trees. The sun's coming through it. I had this amazing bridal party, and I'm like, I'm gonna make this even better. I'm gonna lay on the ground to get the shot. So I lay on the ground. I get my shot. It's amazing. So bridal party goes inside. Bride and groom and I are out on the grounds, and I like scratch my leg, and I'm like, what? And I look, and I had laid in dog poop.
Oh,
and now it's under my fingernails, and I'm in a field, and there is nothing, and I'm a germaphobe. There is nothing I can do about it. So I had like, thank goodness my best friend was with me being my assistant, and she had a water bottle. So we put it on my hands. I just had to wipe it in the grass and just go. And it was horrendous.
Dog poop is not a smell that goes away.
No, it's not.
Easily.
Not at all. But here's the coolest part. And this is, I know, right?
Yeah.
This is human. But here's the thing. And this humanity, and this is why people love live video, you guys, this is proof. Afterwards, I went into the bathroom, and because obviously I'm not afraid to talk to people, I'm in the bathroom, like washing myself up, and this lady comes out of the stall, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have no idea who she is. She has no idea who I am. I was like, oh my gosh, I just got the best shot of Brittany and Jason, but you know what happened? I just laid in dog poop, and like was just talking. And so we struck up this conversation. Don't you know it? 2 months later, I get an email from this mom, and she says, hey, my daughter's getting married. And you probably don't remember me. I met you in the bathroom. You were cleaning up the dog poop. And I knew that if you could gracefully handle dog poop, you could gracefully handle our crazy family.
Yeah.
I booked a wedding. And then from that wedding, I booked 2 more. Like humanity matters, people. Humanity matters.
Yes. I agree. That is an amazing story, and it was an amazing outcome.
See, isn't that the best way to end a podcast?
You go on with your glitter self, girl.
Sometimes you got to put up with crap to get the good stuff, people. Right?
Put on the boots and walk through crap to get to the top of the mountain, right?
#life lessons.
That's perfect. Okay, well, thank you so much, Cyrissa. We had a wonderful time with you. All those links are up on the CASHtography podcast, and we'll be in touch with you very soon.
Great. Thanks so much for having me. I'll see you later, guys.
CASHtography Nation, thank you very much for joining us on this episode. And make sure you head over to CASHtography.com and download your gifted free Lightroom preset pack that I created just for you. These amazing presets that I use on my very own projects include sharpening, vivid pop, and matte features that will give your photographs a beautiful, modern, and contemporary effect that you and your clients will be sure to love and value. Go to CASHtography.com right now and claim your gifted Lightroom preset pack while they're still free and available. Also, if you receive value from the CASHtography podcast and you would like to continue to hear from some of the best teachers in the photography and business of photography world, I respectfully and humbly request that you head over to iTunes right now or after you download your preset pack and leave a simple, quick rating and review. When you leave your rating and review, iTunes will share these podcasts and help CASHtography podcasts get in front of world-class photography and business teachers, which will in turn be willing to come on the podcast and share their valuable photography business success knowledge with all of us. So friends, until the next episode, this is Michael Coy with the CASHtography podcast saying thank you so very much. Keep clicking and keep cashing in on your photography.
CASHtography. Cashing in